Hello, kitties. It is me with a failed joke. uh, now, how did this happen? Um, link unresolved external load. Did I change the build config by accident? C++. These should be imports. My logo. Oh. You know, there are some things that come up and take a long time to figure out, and it's one of those things just came up. And being the generous person I am, I decided to just give it away for free. So I'm just going to show you. I shouldn't really, people should have to work for these things, but they're all, I blame Microsoft. Well, I half blame them. I mean, they do provide an answer to this question. The question was, what is the parent? What is my parent process? If I'm a process running around in the world, and some other process must have started me going. What was that other process? And the help file even showed me how to do it. So that's one plus for Microsoft. On the other hand, they could have had a function called get parent process ID. Now I've invented a function with that name. That would be in the header files. Here, see? Now, there's nothing more to writing this function than going through the difficult process of trying to figure out, which function should I use, what library, where should I be looking. And then it just occurred to me, it struck me that not that long ago, I was trying to figure out how many threads were currently running, if you recall, and wanting to limit that number to exactly 1. And that was using the tool help. So I went looking, the tool help library, and I went looking in the tool help library, and they showed exactly how to do it. Well, they didn't show exactly how to do this. They showed you how to walk through all of the processes and get the various information for all of them. But I'm only concerned about the one. So here's how you do it. First, you take one of these special snapshots. In this case, we want a process snapshot because we're concerned about processes. I suppose you could do it by threads because threads have, are owned by processes and so on and so forth. but this increases the granularity of search tremendously, and so we're only looking at processes. Okay, so now you call the snapshot function, this parameter. Possible ones are, by the way, heap list, process, thread, module 32. I guess this could be for 6. I don't know what that is. All and inherit. Now that might have been the one that I wanted, but their example used this. And that simplified their example by removing the extra bits about walking through everything. Now that returns a type of handle, and it's the same type of handle that you would call close handle. I'm not calling close handle. Okay. I mean, this here will close the handle. And then you create one of these process entry 32 structures, which has various bits of information in it. One of them is an exe file name. Now it says path here, but and it's only max path long. Wait a minute, no, that can't be the same one I'm using. Oh, I'm doing a different build right now here. I have, see, I'm modifying these OBJ files. When it goes through it, it certainly doesn't give you a full path. It gives just the executable image name, and that really could be longer than max path characters. So I guess this procedure only works if your module, if its name is less than max path characters long. All that matters is your own module name. So actually you can control that bit of it. So you can make sure that this works by limiting the length of your program name. Alrighty. So then it's one of these stepping through things. Process 32 first from snapshot fills up this structure. Now first I get the name, just the name and extension of my own module, and this is the value I'm looking for. Parent process ID. Oh no. Now why am I getting linker errors? Shell path from ID list. Load string. Change something here. What I've done. Oh dear. Am I building? I see, I understand. I think. I certainly can't have that. That's only Unicode. And I don't need that for what I'm doing. And I don't even need this, in fact. So it should be okay. This should build. All I want to do is make these object files, because I have this thing. You know how when it's a console program, when you press your run, maybe it's F7 for you. For me, it's F5, and the program runs and goes and completes. But if you go Control F5, then it says press any key to continue, right? And that was the way I was determining whether or not to say that in the Windows case when there's a console was if there's no debugger present, then if there's a debugger present, then I just let it go through. If there's no debugger and there's a console, then I press any key to continue. But then if I run it at the command line, I don't want it to do that. You see what I'm saying? So I only want to do it I only want to bring this up if there's a console window and there's no debugger and the parent process is not the compiler. And you'll see that that works. Here I have a program, woo test, which prints out a message box. If I just run it, okay, now it makes a console, and if I do that, that's normal. If I do run without debugging, for me, Control F5, like that, so I've run it, but the parent process is dead end, so it's going to do this press any key to continue. However, if I run it from here, it just does its thing. See? So it's perfect. And that's what I want. So now I have one more. I might as well do that one. On here, Windows. Go into my lib directory, and that's multi-threaded debug. Okay. Now, even though this is guarded by if-def debug, the previous ones weren't, so I gotta fix these. So now there's release. So how does it work? Right. So at first I save off all this. Here it does this. Well, this thing hasn't worked for me in days now. This is just following the .bat syntax. You know, wiggle and X for name and extension. This is shorthand for wiggle. Oh, and 0 for the the 0th parameter. It's short, and I can remember that because I make lots of batch files. So that's my module name. Now walking through this thing, each time you get a new PE32 structure, that structure contains within it a path, as you saw, path name. So if my module file name is the same as the one in here, then I try to open the process that is given as the process ID, the thread 32. The process ID in the structure, try to open that. That might fail, but that might still not be the right one. There can be two processes with the same name, I believe, in the world, just they have their own, the two notepad cubes running. Now initialize, whatever. I got these here. Oh, I'm still working on that. Local heap string. It's taking a while to explain this, isn't it? Eventually, this open process is going to succeed because you're allowed to open your own process and look at it, right? Now, if the process ID that I just opened happens to be my process, then within that structure is the process ID of the parent, and that'll be, you saw it printed out there. I don't think I should trace this here, actually. I need a like trace level or something. Oh, that means I gotta rebuild the other one. I don't want it tracing out in that box. Oh well. I gotta rebuild all of them. What am I on here? Windows. Why do we need that? Yeah, it didn't build. Why am I asking you to build it? I don't need it. Fail. Oops. Oh, no, I don't need it for that. Fail. Main. Configuration Manager. Woo test. Oh, there's something wrong with Woo test. It's not supposed to be a console program. I guess I've already showed you the answer. Let me just fix this. Yes, preprocessor subsystem. And now, do I have to put in W main or anything like that? Entry point, nothing there. Nothing here. I'm sure it's fine anyway. Okay, now that is release. Okay, one good one. Windows OBJ. Release is just MT, right? Multi-threaded. One good. No, because these should be read-only. Okay. Now I want to go back to debug. Now you're probably wondering how am I getting the okay, I got the identifier number for the parent. How do I turn that into a name like dev-env? I worked all those things out ages ago. I don't know if you recall, but I got every possible combination you can think of. hprocess to file name, process ID to file name, hwind to file name. I think that covers everything. Because you can go from a process ID to an hwind, or hwind to process ID, or sometimes hprocess to hwind, and so on and so forth. So you can always get the file name. In this case, I didn't have to do any finagling. I just used this one. Okay, that was debug. We got two good ones. That's this one. Okay. Now the Unicode ones. I know this is going to be okay. I could even compile all those if I wanted to. Yeah, that tool help library is really great for those sorts of things. You know, just using a little piece of it just to extract one number, and you can get all kinds of information. This warning just has to do with the fact that I can't have for this file. It can't be. Well, I guess it could be. Maybe it could be program database, right? Or else you get this. No, you can't with an object file. I don't think. It's always going to say cannot find, vc8.pdb. Eventually, when it gets out of sync. Okay, so that was debug Unicode. That's three good ones. Multi-threaded debug Unicode. And finally, just debug Unicode, which is probably going to mess up. Release Unicode. It's probably set for console program. But you never know. Well, I guess I don't need, you saw enough. Okay, so there you go. That's how you find out the parent, the parent process ID and name. Oh, I didn't show you how to do the name. That's quite easy. To go from process ID to name, you you get a handle to the process with this. You need query information and VM read, and then you call TSH. I have also hprocess. Oh yeah, hprocess to module file name. This here will give you an hprocess. So to go from an hprocess to a file name, nothing to it. You enum process modules for your hprocess. That gets all the process modules in your processes world, and for each of them, hmod is what? It's just it's an array. You get an array of. Oh, it's a little bit complicated. Or is it just one? No. It tells you how many you need. Now, auto string. No. Bytes needed to store entire array of each modules. So why am I saying auto? Oh, I see. This was before I had auto everything. Nowadays, I would use auto buff, which doesn't have this size limitation thing. Okay, so I'm using this string T cars. No, that can't be. That's a name. Where am I getting? CB needed if this comes out to non-zero. I'm going through a loop. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Hmod. Enum process modules. So I have one address, bytes needed to store array of modules. I'm getting the process name at least for the first module. I'm bumping up the size until I get it, and then return process name. Maybe only you only need the first one. Oh, right. Why? This is just going to be 4 because there's only going to be one module, I think. I'm not sure, really. It works anyway. And if it doesn't, you can see why it hasn't. This hasn't been explained. Now, what did I just do? It compiled successfully. Oh, this one is done. And we just did multi-threaded Unicode. It's this one. Now I gotta change all my project settings back. Now I gotta turn this off. And release Unicode. Yeah. Debug. Right. So now I gotta clean everything. I should just build. It should work as well. What's going on with this function? Probably the first module it turns out is the like the 40. It's gonna be your the module, the executable module. Yeah. Yeah, first one is definitely going to be the process module. I'm curious to see though if this is bigger than 4. What other modules for my process? I mean, that wouldn't count like dependencies or anything like that, I don't think. In which case, there should only be one. I shouldn't have hardwired def and that you can determine by the registry. You can figure out what the just-in-time debugger is set to. But whatever. It's only for debug testing, so. Now I gotta make a zip like that. Not there. Let's say all sorts of links. And which one is it? Where is it? It's the same level as dogs. Okay. How does this work again? Can't create status star. Okay. Yes, there are versions for this. Now, I'm going to bring it here. Yeah. Alright. That's just there. Don't need it anymore. Okay, so it compiled. It should work. Run under the debugger. It should just go away. Run like this. Press any key to continue. And debug. Perfect. Okay, see you.